We've got about 2,400 hectares, primarily a cattle breeding operation where we sell seed stock and commercial cattle. We are keen land care participants and are working towards getting what we're aiming for 10%.
80%. 10% regeneration, revegetation.
I grew up on the farm here at Henty. Our family have been here since about the 1870s.
When I first arrived here, Steve said, "I'll show you around the farm." I thought the farm was beautiful, but I was aware that there were very few trees, and I think I called it a moonscape at one point.
I did become defensive about that. Oh, what do you mean? My grandfather worked very hard to knock all those trees over. I was always fed information from my grandfather that the less trees you have on the farm, the more grass you're going to grow. So whilst he was actively clearing, 2 generations later we're actively planting. So it's been a journey.
The obvious benefits have been shelter belts for the stock, windbreaks, shade corridors.
It also gives us biosecurity protection zones around the farm if we've got a 30-metre corridor between our livestock and potentially someone else's livestock.
So I'll tell the story.
You tell the story.
Over the years, there was a lot of activity around squirrel gliders and restoration for squirrel glider populations. So I started doing a bit of research and realised that nobody had seen a squirrel glider in the area for quite some time. So I wondered what the point of the nest boxes were really, until one morning
I noticed something on a fence line. I thought, oh, that looks a little bit weird. So I've gone up to it and I've picked it up and it's a little squirrel glider.
We've since put up probably around 40 or 50 nest boxes.
Shit, 1 or 2. All of a sudden, everything sort of just came into perspective to me that A is connected to B, is connected to C, is connected to D, and everything has a role to play.
But it certainly heightened our awareness about paddock trees and the importance of paddock trees as stepping stones in the environment for these squirrel gliders as well as other animals. So instead of just long tree yards, we've now got sort of stepping stone tree yards within paddocks that incorporate old eucalypts that are now protected.
What farmers like Cindy and Steve have done for remnant conservation and enhancement is a really good example of the sort of thing that can be done on farms. These isolated paddock trees are what we call keystone elements. They really punch above their weight with regards to biodiversity, and they can be really important stepping stones for a lot of wildlife across the landscape, and also really important shade and shelter trees for stock in particular.
We not only now incorporate them in tree yards, but we're actually actively planting paddock trees on their own. And the more trees we planted, the more little woodland birds we heard. The ANU Sustainable Farms Monitoring Program, it's been fantastic because we don't have to do anything. We simply go, yes, of course you can come and do recording on our farm. And then we get all this lovely data. I'm astounded. Do you know that we have striated pardalots?
I saw that in the report. Yeah, learning so much. I just love seeing what we've done. I love seeing that the wattle's out in flower and knowing that we did that. And it's only going to get thicker and bigger and better, and there's going to be more of them, and it's like a reinvigoration of my motivation to work. I get a kick out of driving around the farm.